Y'all, before we even get into it, this ain't just a podcast. This us talking to the block, to the moms, to the homies lost, to the ones fighting demons in silence, to the kings and queens that forgot their crown. We four brothers coming straight from mud, hitting the web not for clout but for purse bills. We the night brothers, speaking truth to the mic, shining through the struggle, bringing dark to the light. Block to your soul, let the message ignite. Podcast for the people, every word take flight. Gritty like the grind, hell first we strive. Social heat in the streets, trying to keep hope alive. 4 mics, 1 mission, make the people revive. It's the night time, tune in, feel the vibe. We 4 deep like corners on the block, mics hot in the lab, cooking truth non-stop, no gimmicks. This ain't clickbait chatter, this heartbeat, struggling soul, blacker than batter. Got fam trying to heal, broke bills on the table. Talk health, mental wealth, if we able, we enable. From the hood to the web, we built this escape. Tired of seeing kings trapped in a lowercase fake. Click clack on the keys, we ain't just pie, we preach it. Street slang, health hacks, real talk preaching. See the system rigged, trying to cage our minds, but we cracking the code like it's Columbine. I'm the brother with the blueprint, knowledge in my stash. Turn trauma to armor, pain into cash. 1 mic, 4 voices, no filters, no mask. We ain't just streaming, we building that path. We the night brothers, speaking truth to the mic, shining through the struggle, bringing dark to the light. Block to your soul, let the message ignite. Podcast for the people, every word take flight. Gritty like the grind, health first we strive. Social heat in the streets, trying to keep hope alive. 4 mics, 1 mission, make the people revive. It's the nighttime, tune in, feel the vibe.
Oh yeah, 4 mics, 1 mission. Nighttime, nighttime.
I seen young blood.
What up, what up, what up? Peace and love.
What's up,
How you
brother?
doing, my brother?
What's up, brother? What's up, Marvin Nick? #1 stunner.
All right,
Kathy
Marvin Nick.
Jones, Mimi Lee, Vanessa Turner. Peace and love, y'all. How y'all doing?
Well-
Happy Tuesday.
Welcome each one of you to the show. And natural, I guess right off the break, man, before we even get things wound up and get things going, we need to take time and just send up prayers for those from the country of Jamaica, man. And they've been hit extremely hard by this storm here. And we're just praying for those who are there, who live in the country. And as a matter of fact, natural, a friend of ours, Mr. Traco Stansberg, his sister is right now over there on vacation, and
Yes.
they're asking for prayers for her safe return. You know, she's
Praise
trapped
God.
over there on vacation, couldn't get back home, so we're praying for not only her safety, but the safety of all of those over in the
Definitely.
country of Jamaica. And you know, we got to definitely send prayers up, fellas. Y'all want to
Yeah,
add something?
Good friend of mine named Ken. His whole family is over there. And
Wow, man.
just God bless them and
Yeah.
everyone over there. For real, man. It's just
Yeah.
serious when a 4 comes through. 4.
Yes, man.
Yeah, I
Only
have
go
a-
to 5. And it was
Yeah.
a 5
I have
right
a-
before it hit.
Yeah,
I have a
that's
coworker.
powerful.
Her
That is a
family's
powerful-
over there in Jamaica. They got stuck over there. They couldn't get out. So prayers for them. I mean, just man, that is crazy. And that country is just not prepared for something like that.
Well, I
So
mean-
prayers going to Jamaica.
Well,
Kitty,
well, we hope,
Who can
we
be
hope-
prepared for a 4 or 5?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah, there is none. But if there was somebody that wasn't, those countries out there are just man sitting ducks.
Well, we got to hope and pray that this country will step up and support
Yes.
Jamaicans like they do everywhere else all over the world, and with their
Yes.
support financially through sending in any aid that's deemed necessary. That they will step up and do the right thing and support.
Because
the
after
country.
this, Jamaica's going to be more in need than Argentina. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, no, yeah. So let's keep that in our prayers. And I'm asking everybody online who's watching, like Mimi Lee is putting up the prayer sign, that you guys pray for them as well, man, because
Please.
you know that's just a terrible, terrible situation for anybody. What's up, Armand Wallace? Yeah, so but
What's up, big bro?
lift up those prayers for the country of Jamaica, guys. Please do.
Please God.
Absolutely.
You know
Yes,
what's and I'm not on camera, but y'all can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The devastating thing for them is beyond after the storm. You know, they whole, well, not their
Yeah.
whole, but most of their economy is built on tourism. So if you
Tourism.
don't have infrastructure such as roads,
Exactly.
airports, cruising port docks,
Yeah.
and things of that nature, ability to, bring food and everything that supports the tourism industry in Jamaica could like wreck that place for a minute.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Arden, we went there, Arden. We was there a couple years ago together, all of us, and it was,
Yep. For a wedding. Yep, you're right.
And I'll
just
tell you,
saw-
man, you know what
Go
the
ahead.
impact is, man, every day of people coming in with their money, and that's the industry. Like as you said, Lenny, that's the industry. So,
That's a
just,
good point.
prayers, man. Because they got to get stuff back together again. You know what I mean? Like things need to be rebuilt,
Right.
Yeah.
Remember when we
Not
went
just-
there, Arden? Remember we were there, and at that time, our good brother Michael Sleepy was,
Yep.
he was there having a ceremony. Let me just keep it simple like that. He was there on a festive occasion, and this was like post-COVID, and they was all excited to have perform
People
services,
back.
and
Yep.
because it was like one of the first ones, coming out of the situation. And
Correct.
now it's like, how they gonna come out of this situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a long
It's
road
not
to hoe.
It's not just the short-term effects of them
Yeah.
being wiped out now, but just like y'all brought up, it's going to be the long-term effects. How do we get these ports back open? How do we get these resorts built again? Because that's our industry. That's how we make our money. So it's not just a short-term problem. It's a long-term potential.
Well, the resorts are insured. They'll probably be back up to business again. But those small businesses, small Jamaican businesses, mid-sized businesses, they get wiped out. That don't have insurance. It's got to dig deep to find a means to get back on again. That's a rough thing there.
Well, this is where that support from our country and other countries is to become doubly important, because they're gonna have to be propped up financially more in order to get back on their feet, get their economy back rolling again. Like because as everybody stated, tourism is their major form of country. So they're gonna need to be propped up, man. So it's time for us to step up and do something for that country there. So.
No doubt, no doubt.
Nessa! All right, guys. Welcome. First of all, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. We're about to go vibing, though. Let's go vibing.
And pontificate on life.
Here we go.
We vibing under the city lights. Wherever the wind go take us. If it's good, we make it contagious. And we vibing, laying on black sand beaches, thinking of what life teaches. So glad and fall from the deep end. Said we vibing under the city lights. Wherever the wind gon' take us. If it's good, we make it contagious. Said we vibing, laying on black sand beaches, thinking of what life teaches.
My jam.
Yeah, folks. We vibing once again. And like I said, I just want to double down on that, man. Listen, set up those prayers for Jamaica, guys. Please do. Good
Hold
evening,
on,
Andrew.
Q. Sorry about that, Q. Interruption. Shout out to Raspberry Beret.
Yes,
on
sir.
the
I'm just speaking to her. I was just saying something.
66 shades of brown.
Yes, sir.
Happy belated, even though we said happy birthday. But what a
Yes,
great
indeed.
party they had. What a fantastic party they had over the
No
weekend.
question.
That was just a bomb.
Had a great time.
Anyway, sorry
Had a
about that,
great-
Q.
No, because I was doing the same thing, Lenny. When you said something, I was about to say, great. Had a great time, Miss Raspberry. It was an outstanding party. Well done.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, go ahead. See, Armand always got to be starting some trouble.
That was me, big bro.
No, but I got to hang out with some folks. As a matter of fact, I was at the table with Armand and I were at the table together at the event and had a real good time, man. So, Andrew, big shout out to you. Well done, classy event. Very nice event affair. But getting back to the point at hand, tonight, man, we got a couple of things that we're going to be tackling tonight that are serious in nature. The first thing we want to get off into, I know you guys have heard about this, you probably heard little bits and pieces about it. We're going to dive into the NBA scandal. The season just tipped off last week, and right after they tip off, they get hit with this huge gambling scam, which involves some coaches and ex-players and present staff members of the NBA. And we want to dive a little deep into that. And because there's so many layers to the story, we want you guys to have a better understanding of it and who's involved. We're going to break that down. And Kenny's going to spearhead that. Kenny's going to spearhead that story. After that, we're going to go into a second thing, the food industry. And we've talked about this in the past, but we're going to revisit this. We're going to talk about food labels and why it's so important that you learn to read food labels, because the deception in the industry is really, really widespread. And this has a direct effect on your health, because sometimes when you think you're eating healthy, find out that you're really not. So we got to learn to read those labels, and we're going to break that down. And Natural, I know we're going to go hard at this one. So back to you, Lenny.
Welcome back once again. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Socially Speaking. Tonight, we're going to take a look at the recent and shocking arrests in the NBA last week, the day after opening day. As you may or may not know, NBA legend, a Hall of Famer, Chauncey Billups, who's the current coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, current player Terry Rozier, and former player, NBA player Damon Jones. If you don't remember, that's the one LeBron dunked on and he was holding his ear in the Cleveland. But
that's how you want to remember to do it.
If you don't remember, but along with about 20 or 30 other mafia members. Now, here's something I didn't know. I didn't know the mafia was that still pertinent now, but I've learned a lot. They've been charged with numerous felonies associated with illegal sports gambling. This has included fixed poker games where unsuspecting players were supposedly lured into high-stakes poker games because of people like Chauncey and Damon that have that name and have that NBA following, which made it easy for some people to go and, hey, I'm going to play with them. These people were supposedly duped out of millions of dollars. Millions. We got two videos that we're going to show you. The first is FBI Director Kash Patel, which everything that comes out of his mouth needs to be fact-checked 25,000 times. He's the biggest POS living. So we're just going to put that out there. And the second is going to be Jaylen Brown. He's the vice president of the NBA Players Association. He's been there since, I believe, 2019. And he said something very, very, very interesting. So we're going to take a look and listen, and then we're going to jump in on the other side. Hit him with it, Lenny. What's up,
Individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. And the fraud is mind-boggling. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery across a multi-year investigation.
I think be open to having a conversation. I don't think yet once from my conversations with the union of the NBA has been like, how can we protect players more with the environment? There's been little to no conversation around that. It's all about how can we, a lot of times, how can we increase business and increase revenue? And I'm not sure if we're having enough conversations, what is the aftermath or the consequences some of that stuff has.
It's a lot.
Before we get deep, Jaylen Brown, the last guy that you saw in the video, he plays for the Boston Celtics. He's an NBA champion. He's the president of the NBA Players Association. And I have to admit, man, a highly intelligent guy.
Yes.
So I just want to throw that out
genius.
there.
Yeah.
Borderline genius.
Not even borderline. He's a genius. He's touched the genius level.
Yeah, no doubt. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyway, go ahead, Kenny. It's all you, brother.
I have a lot of concerns about this. I really do. The first concern I have, and I'm not trying to make this political, I swear I'm not, but anything, like I said in the opening, anything that Cash Patel has his name in, even though this started in 2023 before his tenure, this could be, to me, stay with me for a minute. This sounds like a hole card. We had something in the hole just to create another distraction. Could be, I may be wrong. That's one point of view. But the second point of view, the second concern I have is a player like Chauncey Billups, well-known NBA coach. He has a lot of money and he's involved in this. And according to reports, they didn't make a lot of money on the side. They made a nice piece of change, but nothing where you would, hey, I'm going to jeopardize my Hall of Fame status, my career as a coach. I just don't see it. Some of the short-term effects and long-term effects, guys, it's going to be the way these bets are placed. There's going to be a lot more stipulations. There's going to be a lot more scrutiny on players. And this little thing that looks funny now is going to be more scrutinized because this is a big black eye on the NBA. This happened a day after, the next morning after opening day, 6 o'clock in the morning. These people are getting arrested. But here's my concern. The mafia was involved in this, right? I'm going to take out the Gambino crime family. I didn't know the Gambino crime family was still pertinent. I thought they were defunct. I was dead wrong. Here's what concerns me. One of the members of the Gambino crime family that was arrested was Angelo Quack Ruggerio's son, Angelo Jr. If you remember, Angelo was a really, really good friend of John the Beast Scotty. Okay? His son offered, he did a Diddy thing. He offered to put up $5 million for his bond, and his bond was denied. You want to know why? Because the judge and the prosecutor all agreed that his status, the way he moves is threatening and intimidating witnesses. So now the question is, who are the witnesses? Was it Chauncey? Because Chauncey didn't come up with this. Chauncey's a part of this. He may be almost a non-willing participant. Maybe he got too far in their pockets. I don't know. But getting tied up with the mafia and people, you get arrested, you get right out. They're in jail. They offer $5 million. They're not going to get released. That raises some concerns for me. That just, man, that's deep as the midnight sea. What you think about it?
It's just, definitely. I thought when they brought gambling in, overall, I said the games will never be the same again. I said they were already rigged because you had people in the people. You had people in the people. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
So you could adjust or put some pressure on certain people and get a known outcome out of a game. So that's been going on. But now when you 1,000x that number everybody can gamble on everything. It's set and it's ripe for corruption. What you got, Q?
Yeah, Natural. I was just going to back up what you're saying. This is not just an NBA problem. This is a pro sports problem, period. And it even filters down to college and amateur sports as well. Once they open up the doors for sports betting, it kind of blurs the lines now between the gambler and participants.
That's what Jalen was saying.
And it just makes things I was like making it the Wild Wild West, basically. Almost
Well,
like you can almost get away with anything. So that's an overall issue that has to be dealt with. Even though in
now,
this instance we're talking NBA, I think this goes across the board. Natural, good points on that.
let me say this though, real quick, is
Yeah,
that it does go across the board. If they've been doing this since 2023,
yeah.
it's not just basketball. So my
No,
issue is
no.
why just Chauncey Billups? I'm sure there were some
Yes.
hockey players, some baseball
Yes.
players,
It
race
had to
car.
be.
Every sport people betting on, horses, all of that shit. Call all of these names, perp walk all these people. But generally, with this situation in this last administration, who they go after look like Chauncey Billups. And
Go ahead,
y'all
go
can
ahead,
go in from there.
go ahead, Kenny. I know you had to say. Go ahead, say what you had to say.
Jelly Brown brought up the fact that the league didn't do enough to support the players once they jumped in the bed of the world of legalized gambling. I agree with that to a point, but then I don't, because as a grown man, you still know what's right and still know what's wrong. And I'm not pointing fingers because we don't have any idea of any of this. This is just the tip of the iceberg. But I did do some research, and a lot of players had talked about they're on the court and they're hearing people yelling, "You were supposed to have 10 points by the end of the quarter for my parlay, and you were supposed to, at the end of the game, you were supposed to do this, you were supposed to." These players are hearing this.
Yeah.
I don't know how it affects them. I mean, I'm not in that situation. I can't speak on how it would affect me because I'm not in that situation. But that's just something to think about. And Jalen Brown made a really good point.
Yes. Well, my last thing on this, on this particular question right here is, this is a story that has been mentioned that has a lot of layers to it. And to circle back what Natural saying, why just these particular individuals? I think as the story goes deeper, we may find additional things that are tied to this. Go back to, because you're not going to tell me this just stopped right there. Nowhere in the hell.
No way.
No.
It's only the NBA. It's only the NBA.
No.
And maybe the
This
NFL.
is something we definitely going to revisit.
Yeah,
when it comes up.
NFL, Major League Baseball.
Yes.
Kenny, there's some stuff happening in Major League Baseball that we haven't even talked about yet.
Yes.
There are things that happen there,
Hockey.
and NFL, and hockey, and prize fighting, pro fighting, boxing, and probably MMA wouldn't even surprise me at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But let me go ahead and say his name, E. He's
Yeah.
the Shohei Ohtani, who you're
Yes.
watching tonight. He's the starting
Yes.
pitcher for the Dodgers. They're on right
Yeah.
now. He was involved in something similar with this, but it was something with his translator and a bunch of BS because of who he was. But I just want to put that out there. Shohei Ohtani. This was years ago.
Yeah. So this a lot. This was not even a year ago. It wasn't even a year ago. Yeah.
Will this?
You're right, it was.
You gonna
It
get
was.
jail time?
Well, I'm gonna say this about that. The investigation of the outcome will have a lot to say in this is how this really tarnishes his legacy. Will his legacy tarnish? Oh, no question about it. No, there's no question about it. But how the investigation plays out and how he's ultimately court and everything else, all that will play a big part in it. But his name is damaged. He's damaged goods going forward. Will he ever be able to coach in the NBA
His career
again?
might be damaged.
Honestly, I probably
But see,
not, because he's gonna always have the stigma hanging over his head. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be tough to overcome, Natural. It really is.
did they? They're
just
not
remember,
saying
this
he
not Terry
gambled
Rozier
on
first.
basketball, though. I didn't hear anybody say that he was gambling on basketball. The only way I heard him being used, and what they said, was that he came in and played poker. And generally, they would advertise to other people that they could play poker with for NBA star, and they probably had a pro in there that's gutting them. But the bottom line is that if you just going to play poker, because they said, look, I'm gonna give you $5,000 if you come over here and play poker. Just show up, and you go show up, and now you the class A felon because you showed up for a poker game. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, and I'm sure it may be more than that, but that's what it seems like so far.
Yeah, Yeah, I think it goes a little deeper than that, Natural. It goes a little deeper than that. And it's the stigma as well. The stigma, you know, if you get a certain label
Of gambling,
put on
playing
you,
poker?
right or wrong, get a certain label on you, and people look at you differently. Ownership looks at you differently. You got to remember, we're talking about an old boy network of ownership, and they will look at you differently. But
Man, fuck them
once
old
more
boys.
things come out, we can do Go ahead, though.
No, I said fuck them old
Really
boys.
quick.
I'm gonna say it one more time. But the bottom line is that is the old boys are the ones that's gambling, that's playing poker. Jordan played poker. I mean, come on, greatest player alive. You can't play poker. You can't gamble. I'm just saying you can't gamble on the game. Is that what we talking about, or are we talking about you can't play poker if you're
They cheated.
a professional basketball player or coach?
They're saying they cheated. They used the X-ray tables and glasses, but cards were marked. It's a wide scale cheat. But let me throw this in there. Terry Rozier,
But was he cheating?
he's done. This is not his first time.
No.
He's done.
That,
Oh, okay.
and the cheating aspect of it is something that's going to come back to bite. If found true, there's going to be something that comes back to bite them, because they're saying they were cheating the people who were participating, and they knew that they were doing so. So that goes back again to that stigma that I'm talking about, and how people will say, well, no, I can't mess with you because you did this. When they let certain other people get away with that, but when you have persons of color involved in doing that, they're held up to a different standard a lots of times, man. Unfortunately, that's the truth.
And he don't have to just worry about the FBI. He got to worry about the people he cheated. Because like you said, big bro, he knew.
That's a whole nother story. Yeah.
He knew. Just like you just said.
That's a whole nother story.
Interesting, fellas. We're gonna have to come back and revisit that. It's a lot of different angles from there. Y'all brought up some that I didn't even think of, but I'm just thinking of the timing of this event. The timing. I'm just sure they can't be the first ones that done this. So, like you said, so I'm just head scratching. But anyway, let's keep it moving.
Everything
I
going
like
on
Chauncey
in the world.
Billups. I like Chauncey, and I hope Chauncey don't get caught up in this. That's all, But.
Yeah, me too. And with everything going on in the world,
figure out what's good, what's bad on the back of a nutrition label, right? On the back of a food.
Where we at? So, I'm all over the place. Anyway, let's check this out.
Figure out what's good, what's bad on the back of a nutrition label, right? On the back of a food label. That could be pretty tricky, okay? I want to show you exactly the method I use to determine what's good, what's bad, so you won't fall for the okie doke. Stick around. I'm going to share my method with you. There are many things to consider. The first thing I want you to know that you have the nutrition label, you have the ingredients label, okay? What's in the ingredients label, that's what's going to kill you. Your artificial colors, yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1, red 40, artificial sugars, right? Aspartame, your sucralose, like these are no-nos. How about monosodium glutamate, MSG? These are obvious no-nos, right? In the nutrition label, let's look at the sugar. We don't want a whole lot of sugar. We don't want a whole lot of sodium. I'm not really tripping on calories. I'm not really tripping on fat. I can run off fat. I can run off calories. I can't run off cancer, okay? So these are things we should pay attention to. How about the number of ingredients? We should look at that too. If something has 50 million ingredients, that's a lab experiment. We don't want that. Let's look at the order also. Usually what is made most of is in the first 2 or 3 ingredients, right? So if your first ingredient is sugar, the thing is mostly sugar. We don't want that as well. So there are many different things you should consider when you're looking at the nutrition label, right? The devil is in the details, guys. Don't fall for the okie doke.
What's going on, good people? What's going on? Hey, listen. If you're tired of dealing with chronic illness, feeling stuck, and not getting the answers you need, I got you, okay? I want to help you overcome chronic disease and teach you exactly what you need to do to take control of your health. That's why I'm hosting.
That's why she hosting it the most. Disclaimer.
Absolutely. We are not doctors or physicians. We are not providing any medical advice. No, we're not Robert Kennedy. We ain't trying to be. It's for educational purposes only. Before taking the advice or starting any exercise routine or any diet routine that you may hear us talking about, please consult with your physician for medical advice and to see if it works for you. Please. Back to you, Danny.
Shot, good looking, Kenny. That was an interesting segment on the NBA, a little bit more interesting than I thought. I have to come back to that in the future. But anyway, food labels.
Yes.
Food labels, man, is a trap,
Minefield. Minefield.
minefield,
Yes.
all combined. It's crazy out there, and this is what I'm gonna say about food labels, because the food industry is just gone bonkers. It's definitely all about profit, man. Fillers, all kinds of ingredients. The restaurants is like crazy, the shit, the stuff that you getting at the restaurants, and they charge a premium dollar. And the other thing I'm gonna say about this is the food stamps is gonna be gone, and prices is already crazy. So,
well, you think
you're just gonna be up against it. You're gonna be up against it as far as making choices.
People gonna be crazy.
And anyway, that's gonna have a lot to do with the food, the way food is made and packaged and produced and all of that type of stuff. Shortcut stuff, like a mother, these companies gonna be taking in. So if you never read labels, this is the time to probably start reading it. Anyway, Q, let's start with you. Got a couple questions for you. You read it. You can answer it.
Well, the question is, why do many people find food labels confusing or at a minimal intimidating? And well, actually, the reason why is because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be straight up with you. They're designed that way. They're designed that way to keep you confused, to distract you. Is basically what they're doing. Food companies are very slick in their marketing. They really are. They use all kinds of like buzzwords and confusing serving sizes and content of like they try to fool you into thinking something is healthy when it's really not. They use these kind of patterns over and over to confuse the consumer. And if they can do that, they don't have you buying stuff thinking this is good for me. This is good for me. I don't have any problem with that because it has this label on it. When in actuality, what the contents of the product actually are far from healthy and being good for you. So that's the way they market things. When you start to understand that, though, and start to take the time to read those labels, and you learn that if there are things that you can't pronounce, things on there that you can't pronounce, you can't mono this or that, you can't even pronounce it, then more than likely that the odds are it can't be good for your body. And it's not really a snack. Like she said, it becomes a science experiment, like she said in the video. It's not. So you have to learn to start doing those things. What's the first thing you should do when you flip a product? Look at a product. First of all, don't get caught up on that front label. The front label is 95% marketing. They're just marketing to you, and they're trying to catch your eye first. They get your eye. Ooh, this super low fat product, or this no sugar product. When in actuality, if you drill down deeper by reading the label, you're gonna find there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't match up with what the front of the label says. If it says something like,
here's the back of a label right here. Here's the back of a label right here that says start here. So talking about serving sizes, because the calories contained in the serving size, sometimes people forget about the serving size. So if it's this 8 servings or six servings in here, it's 6 times 230. So if you eat the entire package, 8.
So people get misled about those type of things, even for carbohydrates, for the total sugars, for all of these things. It's kind of misleading and confusing, but it's the way they want you to be confused. So that's what we have to learn to limit. See the green and see the red and see the things you want to limit. You want to limit the amount of sodium, sometimes the amount of total carbohydrates, particularly if they're not complex carbs. You want to try to minimize those if at all possible. Your total sugars, things of that nature. That's why it's important that you read the labels. But if it says stuff like corn syrup, or oils at the very top of it, and if they're at the top of the ingredient list, wow, those are things you really have to look out for right there. If it has those type of things, corn syrup and that kind of stuff at the very top of the ingredients list, normally that's not a good sign.
If it's got corn syrup in it, it's a
Yeah,
bad sign. Any
yes.
corn syrup.
But particularly if it's at the top of the list, natural, Jesus, you want to just, don't even walk away from that one. Walk away from that one. On you, brother.
No, it just ran right into me. What are the common ingredients we should try to avoid? Corn syrup is
Yes.
definitely an ingredient that you don't want to see it at the bottom. You don't want to see it at the middle. You don't want to see it at all. And when you go to whatever store you go to, talk to the manager and request food without corn syrup. It means something. It definitely does, because when he starts making orders and they start having these meetings and they're like, man, I'm getting more and more people requests for food with no corn syrup. Also requests for no colors. The fives, the blue 40, the yellow number 5, the 6. None of that. You don't want those colors. None of them. All of them have been proven to be not healthy for you, not good for your brain, not good for your children's development, and the list goes on. Hyper can make you extremely hyper. The aspartines and those fake sugars. When they say, well, this is sugar free. Yeah, but don't be a sucker, because that is a poison. It's not poison free. So, where things are, like you said, if you see sugar and it's number 1 or 2 or 3 in your stack of ingredients, you might not want that, because it's just a lot of sugar. But you got to really look at what you're consuming, and if you a lot of times people are what is it called? Carbs, gluten intolerant is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So then at that point in time, you need to look at that to find out if you have ingredients that have gluten in it, even if they say it's gluten free. But I would say definitely it's been time to look at the ingredients. For the last 40 years, it's been time, because we're in a generation where food has actually changed in our lifetime from being naturally plucked and prepared. Whether it's an animal getting plucked and gutted and prepared, or somebody plucking it out the garden or farm and preparing your food. Now it's being completely engineered. We are the first food engineered population or generation on the planet. So it's dramatic how fast and how far food has changed, how much food has changed.
Take a moment and just hold on, Q, for a second. Kathy Jones giving value added to the to the viewers. So I just wanted to. She said I use the Yuka app when I go shopping. It gives the ratio of poor and good food, and this is what it looks like. It's downloadable on both major phone platforms, as far as
Apple,
Google
Store,
Play, and as far as the.
I see a lot of people using that now. A lot of people using it.
I wanted to give her a shout out on adding value to people's life. So
definitely appreciate it. Thank you,
CJ, thank you.
Absolutely,
Ms. Jones. Very nice. Thank you, Cass.
Also, Cheryl just said also value added to the viewers. Reading the labels is important. Notice in the past month or so, they are warning labels now on products that for cancer-causing products. So similar to when the cigarette industry was called out, back in the day. I think it was late '60s or early '70s when they FDA imposed them to put warning signs on cigarette packs that it is a carcinogen that can cause cancer because of the overwhelming number of people that were becoming victim of smoking. Anyway, sorry about that, Arden. I just wanted to interject that. Some comments. But go right ahead, Arden, because you got the stage, brother.
Zoom out on me, man. You tight.
Okay.
Explain why the number of ingredients matter so much. 1, usually when you have that list, if you saw the picture earlier where it said you saw a big square in red right there. You have a list like that. I love what she said. When you start looking at something and it's that long, that many things in it, so many things in it. Yo, it is a science project. It is, really. It's so many SKUs. Yo, but I'm just saying. So skip that. If it's and you'll see that a lot in the stores, and guess what? It'll have you eating less engineered food. Generally, you want to skip the middle of the store. Sorry, I'm a grocery man. And you generally want to skip the center store. On one side, you'll have probably some prepared foods. Other side, you're going to have some fruits and vegetables. Your produce will be on the side, and in the back is usually going to be your meats and seafood and stuff like that. Everything in the middle is engineered. Period. I mean, I'm just saying, it's extremely, extremely engineered. All this box bagged and everything else that can sit on those shelves for weeks, months, sometimes years. So, I'm just saying that. So, really important. If you can find simple food, real food, it's going to usually have no more than 5 or 6 different items in it, unless you start talking seasonings. But you should understand and be able to read what it is and know what it is. Things that's triggering. If you look at your cereal and you see what is it, BTH or BH? What is it? H? I can't think of it. BTH, BDH. Thank you. If you see that, put it back on the shelf. And that's so many foods would have that warning label. Just like back in the 90s when music came out and they had that warning label, they might be cussing on this joint. They need to have warning labels for food. It might be cancer on this joint. You know what I'm saying? For real. But
Cheryl
it's
said
that
they definitely started to do that, which is awesome. Q,
because I'm glad she just said that.
Yes.
Your hand up,
Well,
brother.
Yeah, I wanted, and now you can address this, and Arden and Kenny and Lenny, all of us can address this. You know, one of the problems we have in this country and in some other countries as well is that there's kind of a conundrum that poor Americans face and people that without means face. It's that the cheap products are the ones that are so bad for people. Those cheap, inexpensive products, your oodles of noodles and things like that, they're full of stuff that are horrible for us. But yet some people have to depend on that to make ends meet. And that's what they can afford, and that's what's being pushed to them. I think one of the ways we have to manage that is by cooking more, preparing our own meals. But now, so I want you to dive into that. And Lenny, I want you to dive into that as well. What are some of the ways people can work around those things right there? Because that's one of the major issues that a lot of people have.
Education. What you think you got to go get for food and everything else that won't stretch. It's a lot of things. I mean, people make meals with rice. Think about when we grew up. Your stew went from stew to soup. There was more people, less money. Then you put more water in it and season that. And with the vegetables and the fruit and the meat you had or whatever that was, and it went from you was going to have stew to you're going to have soup today. Learn how to make. You can buy flour, you can buy sugar, you can buy eggs. Learn how to make your own damn bread. Who needs to spend $5 for the messed up ass bread that's in the stores? I mean, the bread ain't even good unless you're gonna buy, some baked bread from back in the bakery. And if I suggest, if you're gonna get bread, go to a baker and get the bread, because when you look at it, it's gonna have 5 items on it. It's gonna have real items, real food. You're gonna be able to read each and every one. What's up, Q?
No, I was about to say, and all those points are great. But you know what? We in this country, and in this time, we've fallen into this thing where convenience is taken over. Instant gratification on things. But
it's the food gonna kill you.
The point you're making, though, is one that's valid. We have to go back to some of those old ways of prepping and doing things instead of worrying about convenience. I can put this in the microwave and bam, I got a meal.
But it's
Why not
poison.
just prep? Yeah, but why not just prepare things that are good for you, and you can have them for like several days. That becomes your fast food, more or less. We, like you said, educating people on going back to
That's
those
what I'm
types.
saying. You got to understand that the stuff that you getting fast,
Yeah.
generally, if you microwave something, if you read the directions to your microwave, it'll tell you to set that down for over 5 minutes, so the radiation can get away, can evaporate from the food. By the time 5 minutes goes, Kenny, how your food tastes after 5 minutes is sitting?
Rubbery.
Thank you. Thank you. It don't work. You get instant grits, you get instant noodles, you get instant, all of that instant stuff. It's gone through a process that turned that from being nutritious and being nutrient rich into being not nutritious at all, and a lot of times bad for you. So, I mean, let's be real. When we start talking about we want something fast, then understand that it's a cost to fast, and the fast is going to cost you your health. That's what it's going to cost. So education, and I mean preparation. Sometimes you're going to have to prepare. Man, I remember my aunts, great aunts, they would prepare rolls for the next day. They sitting out there covered for the next morning. But guess what? The next morning you got hot rolls in 8 minutes. Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But certain things we're gonna have to change. We're gonna have to change our mindset. People that have a garden, that had a garden, you're gonna have to learn how to can.
Yeah.
You don't have to. So you can have your own cans. You know how to store your own food.
Especially what we're heading into right now. You're absolutely right, bro.
I'm just saying this because guess what? Next month, ain't nobody getting no SNAP money. On Thanksgiving, if this don't change and people don't change how they prepare and be prepared and get prepared, then you're going to see another level of desperation. So you think crime is bad now? Wait till people hungry.
Not to mention the effect on health. Not to mention, that goes beyond the effects on health. You're right. Goes beyond.
It's crazy. And people are willing to eat bad food because they're so compromised.
Because they're going to have to. They're going to have to. That's why.
Yes.
We're talking about spotting the hidden sugars in foods. It's exactly what we're talking about, folks. Look at the labels. Sugar has a lot of aliases. What we talk about in the first, it's usually in the first 3 ingredients. You may see glucose, fructose, maltose, syrup, nectar. That's all sugar. Mm-hmm. And then, as the label showed previously, you'll see total sugars, and then you'll see added sugars. But don't forget, you just read off fructose, nectar, syrup. So that's all tripling the amount of sugar.
Wow.
And you're about to consume.
Teach.
Your healthiest foods, your yogurts, your breads, your sauces. I'm a big sauce guy. I probably got about 30 bottles of different sauces upstairs in the fridge and in the cabinet. I'm a big sauce guy. So those things you got to pay attention to. But now we're talking about labels as far as health. I'm gonna give you some free game. Labels as far as wealth. I'm gonna give you an example. Campbell's pork and beans. Can of Campbell's pork and beans. We all ate it, grew up on it. We chopped the hot dogs up in it. That's a meal. You know what that is, right? That's what, $1, $1.29, $1.39. Heinz has the same version in the health food section for $4.29, almost $3 more. I wish I had the pictures. If you read the ingredients, there are some subtle differences, but is it worth $3? No. And that goes right back to what Arden was saying. People are gonna make choices. I'm gonna get 3 cans of these regular Campbell's pork and beans, as opposed to this 1 can of Heinz curry pork and beans, which is $3 more, but it's supposed to be better for me. That's another reason why you pay attention to labels.
Why not buy a bag of beans and cook your own? Make your own.
Bottom line, because you know what you're putting in it.
That's right.
You know what you're putting in it. You have nobody to blame but yourself.
Beans, learn to soak them overnight and make your own, y'all.
Make your own. And all you protein and energy bar guys, read your labels. Those are glorified candy bars.
Candy bars.
A lot of them are glorified.
Overpriced candy bar. Yeah, overpriced candy bar.
Overpriced candy bars. That's all they are. I do this every day. I do this for a living. As far as how can people cut down on sugar without feeling miserable? It's just like getting off of alcohol, off of drugs, off of cigarettes. It's a gradual change. Slow down on your sugar intake. Slow down on all the sugary drinks, all the sugary snacks. Drink water. Put lemon in it. For me, I drink my Yeti right here every morning. I drink about 2 of these with water and 100% cranberry juice. I'm not a guy. I can't just drink. I can drink a bottle of water, but I just can't drink water all day. It's plain water. So you can put healthy things in it. 100% cranberry juice, 100% orange juice, 100% fruit juice. Read the labels. See if it applies to you. You can have things like tea. You can have fresh fruits as a snack. You can have dry fruits like dates, prunes, dried cranberries. All these things will help you with that craving, but they're much better for you. And you see anything like on the screen, a paragraph of ingredients, a whole paragraph of ingredients can't be good for you. We go to the stores, we sell a lot of the homemade, the sandwiches you think that are made in the store, they're not. They're shipped in. A sandwich, you look at on the back of a sandwich and you see the list of the ingredients this long. It's only supposed to be turkey, cheese, tomatoes, maybe a sauce. And you have a list of ingredients this long, can't be good for you. Can't be good for you. So just pay attention. We're headed to some serious times, but please try to read your labels and eat as healthy as you can.
I would urge everybody that during this holiday season, we're going to do, we haven't done a challenge in quite a while, but we will do a no sugar challenge. We're probably going to go 1 week. And the challenge is going to be based upon purposely not eating sugar. So we're not talking about the hidden sugars, but we will encourage you to be more diligent to look for those hidden sugars. But the obvious sugars that are in things, you add sugar to your coffee, you add sugar to your dishes and that type of thing. We are definitely going on a sugar fast for 1 week, and that's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. We will let you know that. We have to wait for Quaver to stop traveling the world, and when he comes back, then we might do it because
you don't have to wait for me though. But that's all right.
Big bro on the go.
Big bro on the go.
That's a beautiful thing. So I think you want to do the step down, man. I think we should do the step down like we did a couple of years back. We didn't get a chance to do it last year.
That's cool. We can do that. We can do that too.
We'll make a plan. We're gonna have something for you because we're gonna get. We're not gonna gain no 14, 15 pounds this holiday season.
I'm gonna come your way. I'm gonna come your way, man.
Hold on, Lenny. Before we do, you see what Mimi had up there? You see what Mimi put up there? Put that up on screen one more time before you go to art, if you would. That's the key right there. What Mimi Lee says, homemade cooking is the best way to control a lot of that. Go ahead, Natural, on to you, sir. I'm sorry.
Question.
Hold on, I want to answer another question while we got a couple of them rolling. What about adding cream? I think he's talking about cream to your sugar. Cream to your sugar, adding cream to your sugar. Adding cream to your coffee, I guess.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Well, that would take you out of if you're fasting. If you're in a fasted state, that would take you out of fasted state.
Yes.
But if you're talking about just getting away from sugar, as long as your creamer is not with sugar in it, then you're fine.
Yeah. Creamers do have a certain
generally have sugar in it. Yeah, but I'm just saying if you can find one that doesn't have sugar.
And you know what it comes down to too? If you buy a creamer, like to add to your coffee, read the label. That's what it comes down to.
That's it.
There you go. We're right back.
It's just like it goes back to what we're saying.
Right back to the original content. Read the label.
It'll have that on the back of it. It'll tell you what.
It's gonna let you know
percentage of sugar is in there.
Good point, Lenny. Good point.
So
that's funny.
You can find out very easily. But when we do this no sugar thing, or the step down, what Arden's talking about, where we slowly remove certain items from our diets over a period of 2 to 3 weeks, leading up to like Thanksgiving or something like that. We probably do it in December this year, instead because Thanksgiving is almost on us right now. So, but we can take a look at that. We'll take a look.
We still got all week. Yeah, we still got 3 weeks.
Anyway, Arden. let's wrap up this last segment, and I'm coming your way. I thought I had a question for you,
You
but
did.
You do.
right there. What's the biggest mindset shit people should get in the habit of when shopping for food labels, especially when they're this is the real part of this question, especially when they're dealing with unfamiliar brands. Like they see something on
Yeah.
the shelf that mimics or looks like something that they used to buy. And the reason why this is important because people may have to shift to unfamiliar brands with this shutdown and this no food stamps and all that. So they might have to go to pick up something else.
Let
Help
me
us
ask
out.
everybody real quick. Throw a one in your in the comment section if you generally don't read what's on the back of your labels. I mean, on the back of your food, and do a two if you do. If you kind of by habit you read these. Now, to answer the question, the mind shift has to happen because healthy is the new sexy, and we want y'all to be healthy and sexy around here. So let's just get healthy, and the only way you're gonna do it is to know what you're putting in your body, because 80% of your health is gonna be from what you consume. Um, so that's really the mindset, and then just kind of see how you feel after that. For real, jot down, and I would say look at everything, because if you are one, if you're a one right now, you're not looking at anything right now, then make sure to try to make it a habit. I'm going shopping, so let me see what don't I want to see in there. If you want to lower your salt, you want to lower your sugar, you want to lower those type of things. You want to make sure you don't have like corn syrup. You want to look at items that have color in it. You'll find that you're going to have to find newer brands, unfamiliar brands, because most of the stuff we're used to has got a lot of colors in it, corn syrup, modifiers, stabilizers, and additives. Uh,
I like the transparency from both Margaret
And yeah,
and,
one and two.
and Nessa.
Yes,
One and
indeed.
two.
Nessa
Yeah.
said,
That's real.
said
That's real.
And honestly, I fall in that category as well. I do fall in that category.
Me too.
As well.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I mean, there's certain things that I need to be checking that I'll make it a point to check more. But often I
Right.
do read labels, but not on every single thing. So that's something that. And that's
Well, I think
something.
the reason why I asked Arden this question is that statement of unfamiliar brands, because if you know a brand that you've been buying on a regular and you've already checked it,
Yes.
you know what I mean? You know this is my go-to. I know this is
Yeah,
cool.
I'm
I don't
getting
have
this.
to
It's
worry
good. Right.
Yeah, I always buy Uncle Ben. I always buy, whatever this is, and I know what the content is. I know what they're doing with this. What I am telling you though, even with some of your more familiar brands, the industry is changing and they're shifting on
Yes.
cutting costs. So
Yeah.
anyway, let me throw that out there. That's why I asked
I
you
would
that,
say
Arden.
I'm a consistent one, because I don't know, back 30 years ago when me and Lenny would go to the store, Lenny was like, man, I don't even want to go to the store with you because it's going to take you too long. You got to read every goddamn thing. I was like, yeah, man, you need to be reading this shit too. It's so good to see he's reading them, Joyce, and been reading them for a decade or so now. So I'm super thankful. No doubt.
Yeah,
He's like,
no
man, you
doubt.
take too damn long.
Yeah, I used to make
Yo.
me mad, but now I've learned, I've matured in my food.
Now I'm pulling him out like, come on, Lenny, let's go.
Q, throw this out there
Yes,
for
sir.
you. Just tackle this one real fast for me.
Well, real quick, how folks have started reading food labels confident without feeling overwhelmed. And it goes back to something we talked about earlier, educating yourself. Educating yourself, knowing what's, becoming familiar with terms that you know aren't good for your body. Like we talked about, some of those MSGs and corn syrup. And you're seeing things, you automatically you see those things, you know that you want to shy away from those. Start to learn what's good and what's not. Use that app like Kathy talked about. That was a great tip that came from Kathy
Yes,
Jones.
indeed.
It was an excellent tip. Use the app. That'll give you a little more confidence because that'll kind of do a lot of the processing for you. By using an app that'll tell you, give you some guidelines on what you should be putting in your basket and what you shouldn't. So those are some of the ways that you can slowly move toward that. And the more knowledge you gain, the more experience you gain, the better you become at it, like anything else.
Anything with the letters, when you're looking for sugar, you start looking at certain things. Anything with LOCE, LOC, LOSE. It looks like that means sugar. And you start to familiarize yourself with certain terms, and then you'll get easier. Kenny, coming your way, baby, because we're about to get on up out of here.
About to get up out of here.
Some healthy sounding phrases and ingredients that are very misleading.
I'm gonna give you one that is very, very misleading, and it was brought to my attention a little while ago. Agave nectar. We just talked about the word nectar, one of the catchphrases, one of the aliases for sugar. Agave nectar. It's listed as a good natural alternative to sugar. It's actually not. It's it's a very, very highly processed sweetener. High in fructose, another word we just talked about. And you might say, well, how can they list that as a natural ingredient and a healthy? Because it derives from something that is healthy.
Yes.
And this is the spinoff. The final product is the spinoff of all the additives and sugars and all that. I mean, the word natural flavors is just like going on the internet and say, oh, trust me, it's on the internet.
Man, that's a good one, Ken. That's a great one, bro.
And that's just where we are. Something like natural. You hear the word natural agave nectar. Oh, that's got to be healthy. No, it's not. It used to be in its original form, but in today's world, and they keep it cheap and they sell more of it, it's been processed, very highly processed. But then once again, they use a loophole to use the word natural flavors. Anything is natural flavors, look it up.
Yep.
No doubt. Well, look, another great show, y'all. Another
great show, guys.
Great show of content trying to help the community. Definitely, as we go into the holiday season. Dang, I can't believe I'm saying that. But as we go into the holiday season, you know it's the holidays when you got the lanterns out and all of that type of stuff. When them joints start jumping off.
Once Halloween, you're a full holiday mood.
You around the corner now, so this is the
Who's
season.
Armand guest tomorrow night, Armand? Who's your guest tomorrow night, bro?
They type it in there for us, Armand, so we throw it on the screen. Who's on Legends show tomorrow night? But Arden, what happens during this time of the year from the average American does what?
You gain about 15 pounds, 14.7 pounds from here through the holiday season.
Yep, New Year's.
So what we want to do is lose 14 pounds through the holiday season and still have a real good time through Christmas and through Thanksgiving. We're going to throw down those days and then get back to the movement. And when spring springs, boy, we're going to have them sprung. How about that?
All right. I like that. Shout outs to the audience. Kenny, what you got for them?
Thank you.
For me, real quick, for me, even as a kid, the holiday season always started on Halloween.
Yes.
And now that I've been working in this industry, the retail industry for so long, it always starts for me on Halloween. So that's my start. So we're gonna start right there.
Yeah. Oh, well, Kenny, I said the same thing. I've always, even my walks always talk about that. Once Halloween gets here, we straight we're in the holiday mood to the new year. So, okay, this is your guest is Armand's guest tomorrow night. We're gonna be Melissa.
Not the player.
Health and fitness. We're gonna be talking health and
fitness.
It's
at 7 p.m. too.
7 p.m.
8. So note the time difference, the time change. I'm glad you said 7 p.m. because I would have missed you. I would have jumped on and it's been over.
Been over. Right.
7 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. Thanks for saying that.
But anyway, guys, I just want to thank our audience for another great show. The fellas are going to hold it down next week as me and Miss Lee will be hitting the seas again this coming weekend. Looking forward to that.
Big bro on the go.
Yes, sir. And after that, they're going to have great content for you next week. And in the coming weeks, we're going to be handling some stuff like Arden talked about. We're going to have some challenges. And we're going to delve into this health thing because we're not, like Arden said, we're not going to gain this 15 pounds during the holiday season. If you're smart about it, you can enjoy the holiday season and not gain 10 to 15
And
pounds.
still be tight.
Yep, still be.
How about that?
Still be looking good when you come out of it. Looking good.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, have a great week till next week. Have a great cruise, Q.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you.
Happy Halloween.
No doubt.
Happy
You know what's
Halloween,
funny?
Hey,
The first holiday, like you said, Kenny, the first holiday of the year, of the holiday season, starts off with 15 pounds of sugar, baby.
no doubt. 100,000.
Candy.
Remember when people used to give out apples? They used to give out fruit and stuff.
Yeah, we used to throw that back at your house.
But yeah, but you know what? People just start getting so
Now I'm vegetarian.
doing things with fruit, and that kind of you threw that away after a while.
Yeah, you couldn't mess with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you put stuff in it. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Peace and
Oh
love.
my goodness.
Peace and love.
Good
Deuces.
night. Good
World
night.
Series tonight, y'all. Don't
Good
forget
night.
about